So here we are at Viola Organics, and I'm behind the scenes talking with Janine. So Janine, tell me, where did Viola get started? Like, where did the idea or the conception start?
Sure, okay. Well, Viola, it was actually a business that my parents owned. So it was my mum's business to start with. It's always been based here in Whangarei since 1985 when it first began. And it was more of a mistake than a planned business. She had a couple of bouts of cancer, which obviously made her very ill. And her choice was to go down a path of eliminating chemicals from her life. So it was chemicals in the way of household cleaning products, shampoos, skincare products. And so by the time she had sort of gone down that path, there really wasn't much else that was available to her. She was still in her mid-40s, a beautiful young woman, and couldn't find any products that were safe enough to use. So she started to make her own.
Wow.
Yeah.
In like just her own kitchen?
Yeah, in her own kitchen. She would get homemade sort of skincare books. She would buy up and go to the library and sort of correlate all this information and start fiddling around with oils and beeswax and, you know, lots of other bits and bobs, and she came up with a cream that she really enjoyed. And it went from there. She just told friends about it, other people that were going through the same experiences that she was at the time, and they would say, oh, you know, can you make me a pot? And in the end, what with that and her desire to sort of become a herbalist, because she had a big interest in that, she used to make product and go and sit at little craft shows around Whangarei here and sell, you know, sort of half a dozen pots a weekend, and that's how it grew. Yeah, right. Very small beginnings and almost a mistake, really, you know, almost not a planned business venture.
So something good has come out of something that was in effect not very nice, but all this has come out of that.
Yes.
So the name Viola, where does that come from?
Because there's a history in that as well, and I remember when my parents retired in 2003 and I took over the business, they said to me, you can rename it. You know, rename it anything you want. And I'm like, well, you know, there's some history in that, because I have memories of when I was living at home. My mum would grow, dry and press little viola flowers, which are your wild pansies. And in the evening she would sit down with all her little jars of cream in front of her and she would glue violas to the tops of every pot. So I said to Mum, how can I change the name when it's just got such a historical meaning to everything that you've done? And just to pretty the pots up, she would do that.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, very crafty.
Yes, yes. So Janine, Viola started here in Whangarei, and I understand you manufacture here in Whangarei as well.
Yes, that's right. And since 1985 we've always been based here. It's been mainly a home-based business. My parents had it in the basement of their home, quite a few rooms, and quite a number of staff, all locals from out at Whangarei Heads.
Great.
And so then it moved from their home basement to my home basement, and then sadly we outgrew that, so we decided to move to more commercial premises, so that's why we've been here since 2007.
Right.
Yeah, right. So this is our third year here. And obviously we employ some really lovely locals, and my mum still helps out occasionally when I get snowed under.
Wow.
Yeah, she comes in and mixes creams.
Yeah, beautiful, good. Hey, now I understand too that you're organic certified, so could you explain to us what that actually means?
Sure. Organic certification is not something that is self-proclaimed. It's an organisation that we belong to, and it's called BioGrow New Zealand. And they're affiliated with IFOAM, which is the International Federation of Organics, and so we have to abide by very strict regulations. Everything that we use in our formulations has to be organic certified. There is a difference between organic certified and organic these days. Basically, an ingredient has to be monitored right from when it's grown, pressed, packaged, shipped, and arrives here, and it must not come into contact with any chemicals of any sort. You know, so your cleaning down equipment and your solutions that you use have to all be natural and or approved by BioGrow New Zealand.
Right.
So you know that every ingredient has had no chemical interference, so the end product is super pure, and that's what we use. And so we're audited once a year. They come through here, much like the IRD would if you had your accounts audited, and they audit everything we've purchased, everything we've made. They count up every product that we've sold that's gone out with the logo on it. So it's very strict, but we're really proud to be one of only a small handful of companies worldwide that have organic certification.
Wow, that's worldwide.
Yeah.
Wow, what an
Yeah.
achievement.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it took a lot. It was a big process, and we did that when we did the changeover of management. But it's been well worth it. And it's that stamp, it's that assurance for our customers. When they see the logo on something, they don't have to question. They don't have to read the label and try and make sense of it, because let's face it, label reading is very difficult. It's difficult for food. It's even more difficult for cosmetics. But yeah, so we offer that to our customers, that assurance.
Yeah. So Viola Organics, you're going to have to come down here and check it out for yourself, and go onto the website as well.